All right. I am aware that Frosty Faustings is going currently, and a lot of people are probably watching people who are actually good at the game play the game, but I'm dumb and I did not realize that, so instead we get to watch a nearly, well, actually a more than 10-year-old set between Daigo and Ogawa from the early days of Exerd's Sign. Is this the best time for me to broadcast it? Probably not, but that's what I'm going to do, and thank you for joining me. If you're watching this VOD later, thanks for checking it out. Remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment either way. That's what Ogawa is telling you, by the way. It might not seem like it, but he is telling you to like and subscribe to my channel specifically. He was a prescient guy. You know, my favorite part of watching old games like this is seeing all the random merch and like infrastructure, like the physical infrastructure that goes around and that gets used. Like these guys have a red shirt and a blue shirt with the Exerd logo on it, but not the actual Exerd logo, just the XXX logo. It's very strange. It's very strange, and I have to wonder exactly how all that stuff ends up getting produced and what happens to it. That's an official Mad Catz branded t-shirt, by the way. And this desk too, this is really nice. You can see all the stars there. I think that indicates like tournament wins or general wins, or the general disparity between the two. Because Ogawa's a longtime Guilty Gear player, so he's accumulated a lot of wins over the years. Mostly when Zato was like kind of a broken bullshit busted ass character, but we're not going to hold that against him. Daigo has accumulated his own wins in Guilty Gear over the years, which a lot of people don't know. But in this version of the game, it was kind of like a clean slate, and both were sort of on a semi-even playing field. One thing which is going to become pretty common, or pretty obvious as we get into this set, is that Soul, who's Daigo's character, and Zato, who is Ogawa's character, were both basically directly put back to their XX equivalents, or their reload equivalents. So a lot of legacy knowledge is still relevant and still applicable. Like, I can't prove this because the scale of the games is different, but I'm positive that a lot of attack data, like hitbox sizes and active frames, were just literally copy-pasted from the reload game files into whatever Exerd was made in. Wismond, we get to see Soul's goofy old 6H animation. I'm hyped. Yeah, some of the animations are going to be a bit different too. Zato actually did not get much of an animation touch-up from one version of Exerd to the next. Are we? Oh, no intros? That's fine. But Soul does have his old 6H animation that takes up half the screen, as opposed to the Tombstone stab that we know him for. Also, this is going to be a little bit small on the screen and a little bit blurry, because we want to see the player cams. Which is going to show you that Ogawa's a stone-faced killer and Daigo is also a stone-faced killer. Hit Hurtbox interaction number 1 within the first like 15 seconds. Soul Gatlings into 2D. And Zato has the dumbass idea to try poking at him and he gets hit. He trades with 2S. Fucking nice ass break the law though. Oh, we got a crouch combo, so that actually worked. It didn't just randomly drop. Oh, yes, that's another thing which we may see, is that they hadn't quite figured out, or the developers had not quite figured out what they wanted to do with the dust in this game. So the horizontal dusts look fucking weird as hell. Also, that was a nice-ass air throw by Ogawa. I forgot to mention it, but it's a fucking nice air throw. That's legacy Guilty Gear knowledge. Nobiru to cover break the law, you're in the sandwich blender. Yeah. Oh, Dead Man's Hand whiff? I wonder if he was doing that just to try to do something with the eddy gauge and have it like go down to 0 but not empty. Now that is a nerfish? That is a quirk of Zato in this game. You can see he does drill and he wire sees it, which is 25 meter. And the drill just disappears immediately. It may not be terribly obvious because the ghosting and the bad video quality, but the drill's projectile just stops existing. The purpose of Drill Wire C is to put a puddle to summon Eddy. And you can see he's doing Nobiru, and then he's doing Roman Cancel on Nobiru. So he's spending a shit ton of meter to force Soul to block. Yeah, chip damage. See, that's why it's worth it to spend the meter. Ogawa feeling himself after the first round with an instant kill activation. And Vismond, yeah, I agree. I wish they added the science stages. I wish for the inevitable, for the probably not going to happen, but for the ideal Rev 3 that's never going to happen, I would love it if they brought back the science stages just as options. Because this stage looks fundamentally different from the Royal Court stage, even though that giant organ in the background that's shaped like a rose is in the Royal Court stage. You can also tell, oh fuck, I was gonna compliment Daigo on having those combos, but he doesn't have them. He's also just trying to be like a good ass Guilty Gear player and actually block. Who the fuck blocks mix in this game? That's crazy. I don't know. Excuse me? What happened here? Like, look, he runs forward. Oh, it's so hard to tell. I don't know how these moves went past each other like this. That's nuts. Like, I know that the hitboxes and hurtboxes on Nobiru were smaller in this version of the game, but I'm surprised that Soul Fares did not get hit by Nobiru there. Nice jump out of the command grab. These have been fucking long and respectful rounds. You also get to see a lot of the like old fighting game, like reverse hit dust. You get to see a lot of old fighting game stuff where people are getting like small hits like that. Where the victory that Soul gets off of that hit is that he disables Eddie for like 8 seconds, 6 seconds. And that enables him to get a weird counter hit, and the counter hit doesn't convert properly. I love it when games are allowed to be messy like this. Oh, the nerd burst? Okay, not a huge punish, but it was a nerd burst, and that was a pretty good one. The nerd burst, of course, being intentionally whiffing your burst so that you get a punish on Soul doing Grand Viper through your body. Go low twice? Command grab PRC. Hey, it's not scrubby if Daigo does it, okay? If Daigo does command grab PRC, it is not scrubby. RC Fafnir? Yeah. And Zato with those 0 guts. He takes way more damage than most other characters low in his life bar. Commentators really like seeing Daigo. I will turn the volume up a little bit. I would hate for it to be entirely just my voice and like quiet audio. 50%, that should be fine, right? Hey, let me know if it gets annoying to try to hear my voice over the commentators, because there are 2 commentators. But they are in Japanese, and hopefully that doesn't interfere with what I'm saying. That was a very strange burst, and I'm surprised that it whiffed completely like that. Gunflame Feint, just a regular old combo. Nerd burst, but you got punished this time. Oh, oh, that was fucking nice, actually. Look. So he gets the throw here, and he does Gunflame Feint, just base. This actually hits him at a jump startup, I believe, because you can... God, there's so much blur. You can see him go up to standing. He was trying to fuzzy jump out because he was blocking the hypothetical meaty low, but then Daigo intentionally just delayed his 6p, and that launch, or it wall bounces into a launch. So he gets a dust loop with an unskilled starter here. I think this actually kills if he goes into Tyrant Rave. Tyrant Rave? No. Well, I mean, you could just bury him in... Yeah, just bury him in mix-ups. That's fine, too. The commentators are losing their minds. You can kind of hear the crowd, too. Ooh, reset into Damned Fang, into hard to blockable. Ooh, DP save. Wow, really? That's the punish? Surely you could at least wait for close slash. That was a really cool break the law. Sadly, didn't quite work. Okay. And this is something that's really cool about Zato in this game, is that he can put the puddle down and then summon Eddie from the puddle. That was a really, really smart way to iterate on his gameplay compared to the XX games, where he just summons Eddie in front of him, and you just get set played to death, like that. It's at the worst. It's at its worst in Plus R, where he has two different shadows, so he always has good access to the to whatever set play he wants. Break the law, intercept, chip damage, burst, anti-air Nobiru. Ogawa very happy about that one, as he should be. I'm sorry, I need to turn this down a little bit just because the commentators are quite loud in my ear. And this is the patented Zato set play blender. Ah, that was the weird fucking corner dust. Look at this. So Zato's always been pretty good about corner dusts because he gets to combo into them with Mawaru, which is the buzzsaw attack. But look at this. Oh, it's like side hit, and then just no cinematic or anything. It's just wall splat, wall splat, wall splat. God, it's so weird. I'm so happy that they figured out what they wanted to do with the dust in this version of the game. Alright, we're just using Amorphous in neutral. Oh yeah, Soul 5K was back to being was still 3 frames in this version of the game, which is pretty nuts. It warms my heart to see Daigo doing dust loops. Yeah, just wait. Okay, a lot of meter on both sides now. Break the law, dead angle. Meter advantage for Ogawa. Dead angle again, meter advantage for Daigo. I wonder if that dust whiff was supposed to be inputting a damned fang, or a dead man's hand. And then good old Far Slash is going to seal the deal. Yamashigam, the first iteration of Arc System Works games are always kind of Kuso. Yes. And sometimes the last iteration, but definitely the first iteration. Shoutouts to Lord Knight and the 50 or so videos he's made talking about Calamity Trigger and how Taker was a non-functional character. It was a nice-ass whiff punish on the 2H. See, Daigo incorrectly did 2H there. He should have just done 5K and whiffed it 6 times and then still gotten the anti-air. Yes, I am criticizing Daigo's anti-airs. Now this is a pretty sick combo. Look at that. This is how many things need to line up in order for you to get a good combo in this game. So he gets the jump in here. This is jump P, jump S, I think? Yeah, jump S. Into far S, Mawaru. Into keep Eddie on the stage, run up, and then poke. And because he has running momentum, this is a little better for comboing, or this is a little easier for comboing. 2K actually one of Zato's best normals, because it's very plus, and he can just do it by itself and not like die for doing it. Into Mawaru release, into run up again, into another Mawaru release, into dust, get that wall splat to stabilize the combo. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't think there's been any formula or any changes to the way that the dust wall splat effect changes throughout a combo with hit stun decay and gravity decay. And then he just goes into drill and then does more pressure. It's cool to see stuff line up like that. Hard to blockable? YRC to eat your inputs, because the last time that happened, Daigo did DP and he got to escape. Daigo being very, very patient there, trying to go to the ground. Ogawa saw the black beat and instantly knew that Daigo was going to twitch tech, so he jumped up and threw him. Vismond, I guess Zato never does up dust cause no knockdown. Yeah, and that's true of most characters, honestly. Like there isn't as fun as doing up dust is. It's almost always worse than just doing side dust mid screen into like 5H sweep. Gunflame is deceptively one of the better projectiles in the game, honestly. Like, or rather, it's deceptively good, and it always has been. Because look at how fucking far away this is. Soul is like getting hit out of Gunflame here by a drill, and Zato's like, oh, I can go in. But Eddie does not take the hit because he was unsummoned, so Zato gets hit by like the last active frame of Gunflame, because of course it stays on the screen. Daigo being very, like, almost uncharacteristically patient, just backing himself into the corner and waiting there. Almost dead, no. Okay, so they trade there, but that's going to be good enough for Ogawa. Yeah, see, Visbin, sorry, I was thinking about Updust again while I was doing commentary there, and I was thinking, like, there are a lot of characters whose Updust animation I've never actually seen. Like, I saw fucking... Like, I've seen Zato do an Updust animation maybe twice in all the time I've played this game. Cantor, I never knew that Daigo played this game. Daigo's played Guilty Gear for a long time. He played a lot of the previous games, and he's generally played a lot of fighting games over the years. Back when the scene was generally smaller, that was common for a lot of people. They'd cross-pollinate to other games. Guzman, you can tell Daigo's a Street Fighter player because he blocks. True. That's true. You can also tell he's a Guilty Gear player because he does the classic Soul combo of... This is one of the dumber things, but also the more fun things about Guilty Gear is you have, like, just stupid properties on moves. Like, why does Soul Jump do you have to launch on grounded hit? Oh, because it combos into fucking Fafnir and it's awesome. I fucking adore what they did to Fafnir in this game. It's so much more interesting than the XX game's Fafnir. Hard to blockable. Now, you don't get knocked down after this, but you are going to have to make a pixel comeback with 100 meter, though. Yeah, Daigo just happy to wait out the gauge, and now we can go in and spend some meter on this. That Grand Viper Roman cancel into, like, cross-up is something that a guy on Netplay did to me, like, yesterday. Like, this exact thing is like a classic thing of how Soul acts when he does Grand Viper RC. Oh god, the 2H counter hit. Empty jump, wild throw. He's in your head. Get out of my head, Charles. Yeah, Gunflame YRC. Ooh. Ooh, wow, that was very dangerous from Ogawa. That activation of IK after round was deserved. He earned that one. And you can see Eddie taking the bullet for Zato there, allowing him to survive the Soul Far Slash. Counter hit, no B-Row. This is a lot of damage, but again, no knockdown. Oh, no, he's doing the hard combo? Okay, spending meter. Yeah, getting the knockdown. No Eddie, though, which kind of sucks. Never mind. Heavy button counter hit. Soul gets stunned. You don't see that terribly often. You know, something we haven't seen once is Daigo doing... What is it? Riot Stomp. Like, we haven't seen him do Riot Stomp YRC as an evasive option. I guess because he just has confidence in his ability to move around the screen. It's really funny to me how the Eddie gauge is like an inverse percentage graph for how likely Zato is to do Damned Fang. Like, the instant it empties, he's like, okay, input your fuzzy jump OS. I'm gonna command grab you. Dead Man's Hand. I wish Dead Man's Hand were a better move. It's so cool, but it's so bad. Look at what Zato does to set this up. This is a first to 3, by the way. I should point out this is a first to 3, because this is a Japanese exhibition and they play to low fucking numbers. This is just a first to 3. This is gonna be final game. Nobiru, drill. Mawaru, cash in the Eddie gauge for Dead Man's Hand. With 6B because he was in the grab. I don't know that Dead Man's Hand was, like, very useful in the older games, but it's really not that great in Exerd. Because all you get is, like, an air sequence. And then you're back to playing neutral again. Who the fuck wants to play neutral again with this character? Daigo's defense was pretty good earlier, but he did get chewed up there. Dead Man's Hand looks like a Looney Tunes move. It kind of does. I tried it for a throw punish, got 6H. Like, I can definitely see why people were a little sour on Exerd's aesthetic with Sign, because it really had a lot of the, like, 2000s Animu, like, bright color saturated look to it. Especially for characters where they hadn't yet figured out how to use the 3D technology to make them look awesome, like Zato. Man, Greg Punish, get most of the Eddie Gauge back. Fucking nice air throw. Oh my god. See, that's something. This is something that I love about this game, because the Oki is informed by feel so much. Look at this. So he gets a knockdown, yada, whatever. But he does immediate jump here, and you can tell just by looking at it. Well, there's a lot of fuzz. You can tell just by looking at it, if he goes low, he's going to get thrown. Like, it doesn't line up perfectly, right? So safe jump, meaty safe jump overhead is not an option here. So Ogawa makes the read, Daigo could either go low, in which case, like, whatever, you eat 2k close S sweep and it's not like a huge deal. Or Daigo goes for air dash normal, which would be more, which would beat the throw, like the mindless wake up throw mash, and it would be further pressure and another mix up, right? So Daigo goes for jump S. You can tell this is the startup of Soul Jump S, which is the slower option, and that gives Zato Ogawa enough time to jump up and air throw him. If Soul had done jump P here, or like descending jump P, this might have turned out differently, but he went for the slightly more rewarding option, and he got called out for it. Yeah, little block string, and that's usually Zato's reward off of a block string, is he just gets to set up Eddie. Daigo trying to hold on to his burst. All right, he killed Eddie at least, and he traded, so he gets to go in now. Oh, wild throw. Wild throw's gonna whiff. Ogawa's gonna take it. Very nice, very nice. Was Zato considered a strong character in this version of the game? I think he was. I think he was considered to be a high-tier character in early versions of Sign, because he still had the good-ass puppet set play and the good-ass puppet screen control. Honestly, it's funny, actually. The reason why Zato went from like being a high tier to being like arguably the worst character in the game is not actually because he was nerfed directly. It's just that almost every character who was added to the game was a bad matchup for him. So his matchup spread got worse and worse. Like the DLC characters in Exerd were like, I forget the order, but it was like Elfelt. I think Ramathal was a console exclusive character, so she was added after the arcade port. But like the DLC characters were Sin and Leo. Those are both bad matchups for Zato. The Revelator characters were, in no particular order, Johnny, Jam, Jacko, Raven, Heihyun, Dizzy. I think all of those are pretty bad matchups. Maybe Heihyun's not because she's slow, but the Fireball is pretty good for dealing with Eddie. I think Jam's also a pretty annoying matchup for Zato. And then the Rev 2 characters were Baiken and Answer. I know Answer's a bad matchup for Zato. And I know that Baiken is a nightmare matchup for Zato that not even the best player in my country wants to fight. So that's that. However, that was a pretty short one, right? Okay, I might be showing you a few crunchy pixels here, but what I'd like to show you now is, excuse me. All right, what I'd like to show you now is more of Daigo playing a different version of old Guilty Gear. The Baiken players win a matchup, you hate to see it. I know. I mean, you hate to see Baiken being played, but you especially hate to see Baiken winning a matchup. Hi, Vitz, good to see you. Lost my train of thought. Right, so we saw Daigo playing Exerd, Now we're going to see Daigo playing XX. And just like before, he's playing Sol, the protagonist of the game. And just like before, he's figuring out ways to do what we would go on to call the Ume Shoryu. He has identified that Sol's DP is a pretty good fucking move in this game. So we're going to do that a lot. So this is the entire top 8 from Evo 2004, which was Guilty Gear XX. And I believe this was regular reload. In fact, if I let it... Hang on, I need to turn this the fuck down because it's loud as hell. If we let this play... I think this is... No, this might be like base... like vanilla reload. The burst gauge looks different. So it might be like... just like a... Sorry, not base reload. It might be like base Midnight Carnival. Because the burst gauge looks different in reload. It's slightly smaller. Anyway, we're going to see RF, the old school godlike Faust player. And he's going to show you some old school Faust stuff, which is really cool. And then we're going to see Daigo playing Red Sol as his classic. And we're going to see that classic Legacy Guilty Gear matchup stuff come to bear. I will again remind all 8 of you here, thank you for very much for tuning in. Please like, please leave a comment, please subscribe. It's all good. Thanks. I love the tiny version of the characters next to the health bar. It's so stupid. Hey, there's no better way to identify which character you're playing. You can also see that things are, yeah. I'm really sorry about the bitrate on this one and the resolution. It's as good as you're gonna get. You know, years ago, when I made my video, when I was making my tournament reports on Plus R and the Snowfield brackets that I was playing in. In fact, this might be Slash now that I'm thinking about it. Because I forget if Reload had FRCs or not. Anyway, I remember that someone said that some of my misgivings about Plus R and characters being like unaccountable and stuff were sort of in line with something that they sort of indicated that I might like the old school Guilty Gear games with, you know, without the power creep that was in Accent Core and Plus R. And therefore, I might like something like Slash. That was a pretty fucking nice combo, actually. Yeah, I think this is Slash now that I'm looking at it. Slash has different UI from this? Okay, then I don't fucking know. I think it might just be vanilla reload. And I did actually go back and look at some Slash gameplay, and I think I would probably enjoy that. Because even though Slash has a reputation for being like a stupid version of the game for frame data reasons, I think it's a pretty solid version of the game as far as gameplay goes. You can also see, here's some classic stuff. Here's Faust getting the scalpel skewer. And he gets a really light hit on it here, actually. But after they both get blown up, it's hard to see the pixels. I'm so sorry. So Sol like walks into this. Yeah. Walks into this and then gets hit late in the active frames, and that actually changes the frame advantage, which is something they cleaned up in Exerd. But in this game, if you get hit by the like initial hitboxes or the initial active frames, Faust is not terribly plus. But if you get hit here later, I think he is more plus. So that plus, then in addition to the little mini Faust connecting, enables this link into close slash. Wait a minute, no, this is Slash. This is Slash. I remember, because Faust has a fucking far slash sweep Gatling. I fucking remember this. Look at this shit. Look, he's gonna get a combo here. Far slash fucking sweep. That is a Slash gameplay change that Faust had. If you played Guilty Gear in America, you never saw that because you played Reload and then Accent Core. And I remember watching this top 8 a couple of years ago and being dumbfounded by the notion that Faust could convert far slash into fucking sweep. Into jump cancel bomb Oki. Visman, Slayer sucks in Slash, so it's bad. Damn, you know, maybe I really would like that version of the game. Yeah, look at that far slash sweep. God, it's so stupid. Thought that was a good idea. Patchy, you fucker. There's also another thing that I find, you know, endearing, but also like kind of obnoxious about older fighting games is like telling what fucking version of the game it is. But regardless, fucking nice ass combo from Daigo here. He gets the run under wild throw. He correctly identified that he would side swap too. And he gets running dust loop. That was a variant on the dust loop too. Oh, that was so sick. Guzman, I swear Slash has a different UI than this, but maybe that's only a console version or something. Yeah, it could be, because there was the arcade version and then the console ports, which were in Japan. Like, because the arcade version was Japan exclusive, and so was the console port. I know the one you're talking about, right? Because actually, hang on. I have a random gameplay clip of Slash here, and you can, oh my god, it's so tiny, it's so small. And Jesus, I'm sorry, that's actually invisible. Yeah, it does have a different burst HUD. I don't know. Ironically, this is actually one of the easier ways to tell what version it is. Anyway, I'm going to stop interrupting it and let it play out, because I think all of these matches together are like the better part of half an hour. My eyes? Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, there's FRCs as well. Because this was from 2000 and... This is from EVO 2004. So I think this might just be like a different version of Reload or something. Or like Reload, fucking Reload. Of Midnight Carnival before it got patched into Reload. I can't remember any version that had Faust with a sweep Gatling. This was a... Daigo doing neutral jump into punishing this with the fucking dust is the kind of shit that people did to Dhalsim in Street Fighter 4. He's the GOAT. Daigo, I love you. This is also first to 3, which is kind of unusual for Japanese tournaments. Oh, he doesn't go for Pogo? Baiting burst. Makes sense. And again, apologies for Black Faust on dark gray background. You can see, RF tried to go for the nerd burst a moment ago, but it didn't work out. You can also see he's being very, very predictive, or very, very conservative with his Oki. Was SF4 even out yet? No. SF4 was like 2008 in Japanese arcades. 2009 console port. But I just mean, that's the kind of shit that I saw all the time in SF4 when Dhalsim was being played a lot. People would say whiff punish the limbs and they would do stuff like that. Anyway, what's the dust loop this time? Super jump dust loop. 2 super jumps? Oh, we tried to go for the triple. Run across the screen and do a DP. Hell yeah. That's Guilty Gear, bro. Man. One thing that astonishes me about RF when I watch him play this and when I watch him play newer stuff like Plus R Faust is just how fucking conservative he's willing to be off of everything. It's like button into knockdown and then knockdown into like pressure and Oki. Like he does not take a ton of risks. Very, very fundamental. See, my dumbass there would have gone for the bomb combo and I would have lost this. RF got to live a few more seconds and potentially make more decisions. Yamashigam, I wasn't even old enough to drink when they played this. 2004? Neither was I. I was about 10 years old. This is going to be... So what we just saw was winners semifinals, RF versus Daigo. This is going to be winners semifinals, Kindevu versus Miyu. So we have Kindevu playing Eddie, and Miyu playing Soul. I'm glad to know that other people will run into gun flames at full screen, so I feel less bad about it. Ah, Riot Stomp. Holy shit, Riot Stomp is so fucking fast. Look at this shit. Look, he's across the screen in like 5 fucking frames. Oh my god. How do you whiff punish that? Oh yeah, counter hit into the drill. Gold Burst trades with the Shadow. Oh, and the Shadow gauge is in the top left, you see it? Shadow gauge is up here, across the fucking... Because they figured, oh, you're looking up at the burst gauge and the secondary gauge. Why would you have it near the tension gauge? That's dumb. And you know what they should do? Just put all those meters up at the top, next to your life bar and your burst gauge, just have them move all the time. That'd be great, I think. That would improve the UI a lot. You also got to see Zato just combo into Amorphous for damage there, which is pretty unusual. Oh, yeah. Punish on the dust. Or semi-punish on the dust. With punishing an XX, very funny. Yes, I know. Hey, we saw it earlier. We saw Daigo do it earlier, so obviously it's possible. Two-hit DP, very relevant in this matchup. Was that TKDP? Oh my god, hang on. Was that TKDP to beat like Throw Mash? Yeah, he's up in the air here. And I can actually see it because it's dark characters on a white background. He does TKDP to beat the Wake Up Throw Mash. And then he falls back down. He was trying to do a fucking... Hang on. He was trying to do TK... He was trying to do Dust Jump D as an overhead. Miyu, you're insane. I love you. Brandon Roque. Wow, I watched this video downloaded over 56K in like 2004 from a site that was put up to share videos. Okay. Well, you deleted your message, but I don't know why. It seemed like a perfectly fine message. I would be curious to hear your opinion if you were in the community at that time. You're gonna get chipped to death, dude. Yeah. Like, I don't know what you do there. Hang on. Oh, I forgot. I don't know if you can read this, but on the instant kill activation bar, it says attack kata, and it's just the sprites backwards. Message retract. That's you sent. Hang on, you sent 2 messages and they both got retracted. I swear I don't. Is it because you said the words download and link in the same message? That can't be it. I swear I have pretty lenient moderation in this chat, I think. Yeah. Well, try sending like a simple message. I'm sorry if that's something on my settings. But anyway, yeah. It is cool to see stuff from the past come back. I was looking up old Guilty Gear videos trying to find something else recently, and apparently there's a particular track in like a Guilty Gear X combo video. Guilty Gear X, not XX. Like a music track that is a remix of a well-known electronic music soundtrack, but that particular remix cannot be found anywhere, and it might be like semi-lost media. This is a sick-ass combo. Is he dead? No, okay, but that was a sick-ass combo. Look at this. So Miyu's way more aggressive than Daigo was. He gets the knockdown here, goes for the air dash, jump S, jump D to launch, micro dash, close S, bandit revolver. Doing bandit revolver loops. That's sick. He did Gunflame FRC into Volcanic Viper RC. Ooh, 6B counter hit on the late frames. That's cool. Yeah, Bandit Revolver, I believe, still air unblockable. Or I believe it was probably air unblockable in this version of the game, because that's always kind of been its point. Okay, Kindevu getting some kind of fucking handle on this insane guy playing Soul. He mistimes his meaty, that's a throw. There's an interaction that would come up differently in Exert, actually. So Kindevu does meaty Oki with Zato, or with Eddie release P. And you can see Miyu is doing Dragon Punch Red Roman cancel. And he gets to go into neutral state for like 1 frame with the invincibility, and then he immediately gets hit by Drill because he wasn't blocking low. This would not work out the same way in Exerd. In Exerd, the Roman cancel system checks to see if Zato is in block stun. And if it's not, then you can't Red Roman cancel. So Soul would get the X of shame in if you tried to do this in Exerd. Brandon Roke, I watched this match in 2004, having downloaded it off a site linked from SRK on 56k download speeds. Oh, you deleted your messages because you were trying to edit them. iPhone keyboard. Ah, understandable. Understandable. iPhone user interface plus YouTube user interface. Bad combination. Anyway, yeah, that's a really cool insight. Thank you for bringing that and sharing it. I find that there's something really cozy about the early internet. I was pretty young on the early internet, but I still love I still have a lot of fond memories associated with it. Oh my god, instant kill him? No. Okay, okay. Yeah, you know he's a masher. You know he's gonna get out of that. He's a backdasher too. Yeah, you earned that. You earned that, absolutely. All right, next is winners finals, Kindevu versus Daigo. More Zato Soul. Gonna see a slightly different flavor of Soul here. Thank God they're playing on a light stage. Late burst to interfere with the jump in. Yeah, and that's why Riot Stomp can be kind of a liability against active projectiles like that. Daigo with a hell of a mountain to climb, making a comeback here. Okay, that'll be a knockdown. Oh, bait on the dead angle, single hit, semi. Now that was, oh dear. Oh dear. Medial gunflame. Gunflame from close range. Soul with that, with as ever the anti-airable jump-ins, but that was such a sick break the law. Patented Guilty Gear hitbox, the DP follow-up hitting down, hitting behind and above Soul's head. Figure that one out. Oh my god, okay, DP trades with Eddie and then clashes with Zato doing 6p on Wake Up. Nice break the law. He knows the matchup. It was such a sick air dash combo too. Look at this. Oh, that was actually like a real combo. Was that a counter hit? It was. It was a counter hit 5H instant air dash. That was so nice. And there are FRCs in this game. So the characters do have 25-meter options on some moves. Does not have break the law FRC, apparently. Daigo has so much in common with Exert Netplay Souls, it's crazy. I know. They learned from the best. Look at this shit. This happened to me last night. And the shitty punish? Yeah, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. The only now the Exert net play souls would have done Riot Stomp in the corner, and it would have worked. Nice bait. No punish. No. Nice air throw. That's not easy to do in these versions of the game. I've fucking tried practicing air throws in plus R, and I don't think anything about the math or the positioning is different. But the air throws are so much weirder in this game because the characters deform and move around the screen so much faster. Gold burst on Oki, DP as a frame trap after the gold burst. Daigo, you are my goat. There's a reason why you're the greatest. Nice. Brandon, you left a couple of comments. I will read those. Back then, I was just trying to understand fighting games on a higher level, basically by myself, and back then I thought Daigo would play Guilty Gear forever. I learned doing Dustloop from him. So I read and tried to find things on SRK and would let matchup videos download overnight to see if there are matches I wanted to see. Yeah, that brings back memories, letting stuff download overnight. That's dedication, man. I respect it. I'm glad you could be here to see this. Hey, here's another clue about what version of the game this is. You can see Zato doing an air combo here, and he used the different version of Eddie here. Eddie had the upwards Nobiru, like the upward strike that's not the shark, and then he had this jumping shark overhead. That's the different shadow. I forget exactly what version of the game he got that in, but he has both that and the regular Exert shadow in plus R. Brandon, people were harsh in the community in those days, but they killed the scrub mentality in you quickly looking at it from a certain perspective. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's something I've been really missing about fighting games, both in current fighting games and in my current life. Good lord. Like so many of the issues that I or the things I don't like about my my everyday life interactions with people is just like people whining and complaining and not wanting to be happy, and me trying to offer a solution that might make them happy and them still getting annoyed about it. Well, if you're annoyed by Soul sweeping you so much, maybe you shouldn't be whiffing goddamn buttons so often. No, I want to whiff buttons. Well, alright then. You're gonna get hit by Soul Sweep. That was a nice combo. Oh, nice. Okay, not quite, not quite. Oh, counter hit dust to reset the combo scaling. Double dust loop? 3? Eat. Oh my god. Daigo. The D is for dust loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, Daigo. 9 dusts in a single combo. You are truly my goat. You are truly the greatest who has ever played this game. Next up we have Losers Round 1, which is going to be Ruin playing Eddie versus Safe playing Soul. Yeah, geez, there's a lot of Eddie. There's a lot of Eddie and Soul so far. Brandon, that's pretty funny, but also remember, this was early 2000s with no internet guides or netplay to steal from other Souls. They pioneered this stuff. It's true. You really had to learn stuff yourself and like develop your own habits. It was also very easy for biases and perceptions to spread that way. Like if you look at it from this perspective, if you look at this little interaction, I think it was here. You might say Zato 2H is a good anti-air because Soul is jumping up doing jump H and a trade, and then Zato gets screen position, right? And I think that is true, but also like the fact that like if you were to look at it from a different perspective, the fact that Soul can just whiff jump H at the top of the screen and force you to commit to anti-airing him from that distance would imply that even if you had a move that reached, it would be difficult to do that. Zato 6P is good because it clashes with Volcanic Viper. Who knows? I'm definitely guilty of that myself. I've edited a few of the Dustloop wiki pages based off of like interactions I saw that come up like once, such as Visman, I'm sorry we didn't get to see Soul's goofy old 6H animation in the Exerd sets, but look at this. Behind the back, above his head hit. Above his head hit. And linking to 5k. It's stabilized into a dust loop. Nice. Ooh, wild throw, because of course you're blocking. Oh my god, what the fuck was that block string? It has jump, it has whiff jump P on the way up, jump S, jump D, jump cancel. Jump cancel, delay DP. You're nuts. Yeah, Ruin versus Safe. So we have at least 2 Zatos, sorry, Eddies, and at least 3 Souls. Yeah, and see, in that interaction where Zato just gets a drill and nothing is like a more common interaction of a 2H interacting with Soul normals. Yes, sir. Daigo Dustloop. Learned it from him. Hell yeah. Glad you could be here, Brandon. It's so sick to see, like, to see the old tradition of naming techniques after people or, like, getting techniques from people. Egert had that, actually, with Ein, the Kai player, who had a technique that people called the Ein Special, where he would do knockdown into Rising Jump D. He played Kai. Yeah, the Kai player. Knock down into Rising Jump D and then air dash over your head. And depending on the timing, it would slightly interfere with the natural cross-up protection in the game. So you'd have to sort of know that it was coming and then block accordingly. I think Daigo's figured out that doing DPs and then immediately doing another fucking stupid special move like Riot Stomp like that is pretty good. I also wanted to point out, throughout this set, watch how many souls do Dragon Punch, Roam, and cancel. Because Invincible move into plus a bajillion on block has always been pretty good. And to me, one of the least satisfying things about Strive is that they actually removed that at some point. Because they felt it, because the pressure in that game is like really anemic Street Fighter pressure, where like frame data matters a ton. So getting Invincible move into plus frames is like a huge deal. So you're not allowed to do Invincible move into plus frames. Or they removed it at some point. I remember specifically there was a guy who won a tournament and then complained about DPRC being too good. And then like a year later they removed it. Because I guess he was right, or they agreed with him or whatever. Gold burst into DP. Punish me, I dare you. Ah, man. Yeah, you don't get a combo quite at that distance. Oh my god. Playing people like this is so fucking tilting. Got a burst? No. Right, he had no burst. That's why he didn't. It's so fucking tilting playing against people like this. Because they just have Soul normals and Guilty Gear frame data. You can tell that's an old version of Guilty Gear because Soul's air throw didn't even knock down. Goes over your head and fucks up your punish by doing the follow-up. God, I hate that. Counter hit reset into the dust. Oh my god. It's even more fucked up in XX because there's no pause. Oh, the dustbound crown or something else? Oh, actually, sorry, no, yeah, DPRC, that's what I was talking about. Yes, it is. It's like the whole game is just so much faster in these this iteration, and that's something I love about it. Oh, combo off of DP? Oh, you're so good. You're so fucking good, actually. That was sick. bring back shit like that and oh, brother, you got outplayed. Let's pinpoint the exact moment. Counter hit on second hit of DP into 5k pickup 2H, just barely connecting with dust. Has to do a delay jump S jump D in order to stabilize the dust loop. Super jump dust. Jump K, jump D, jump S, jump. Okay, just go into DP immediately. Knockdown. Eddie with 50 meters, Soul with 100. 5k sweep to go under the dead angle. There's no way he... Yeah, no, because he's whiffing sweep, so he just recovers from the sweep immediately because what's Guilty Gear frame data? And then he does Tyrant Rave to punish the dead angle. Hey, fuck it. If there are any of you who haven't liked the video yet, please like for that. That's sick. I don't think this version has false beats, so I can't tell if these are all true combos. It has teching. This version has teching. It definitely has black beats. I think these are all true combos because there's nothing like people are just doing the combos correctly. This is going to be losers round 1, or losers semis round 1. Xeno Tiger versus Kenso. It's a little frustrating. There are 2 Fausts in here, and I believe both of them play the same color. Yes, this is Xeno Tiger Faust versus Kenso, who's playing... Sorry, hang on. Yeah, there's Kindevu, who's playing Zato, and there's Kenso, who's playing Chip. Of course. I think I can afford to make it a little bit louder. Anyway. Thankfully, no Solar Zato on the screen. RF use sorry, RF? Yes, RF. Not like you know what's stupid? You know how stupid I am? I get RF, the Faust player, mixed up with RX, the Urian player from Third Strike, all the fucking time. I keep psyoping myself into thinking that they're the same guy, even though they're not. They're like nothing alike. Oh yeah, that's another fucking thing that Faust has in this game. Fucking 5k counter hit wall bounces. That's a buff that gave that he has an Exert as well. Oh, Chip going semi-invisible. Did you track Chip? Be honest. Did you know that he was going to cross up on the left side there? No, you didn't. Oh no, he tried to do a median, he got thrown. Dead angle. Chip crouching under far slash. The bane of my fucking existence playing plus R against this, playing Faust and plus R against this character. Back in the good old days when Chip was just an annoying mid-tier. True. Teleport door? That must have been a... I don't know. I think my perception of Chip and Exert is kind of warped because I play like 2 or 3 characters who have like really god-awful matchups against him. So I think he's like a pretty high... He's a high tier in Exert, but I don't know if he's like quite a top tier keeping up with characters like Ino and Melia. Oh, okay, he switched characters. Makes sense. So we have... This was Kenso? Right. Not the, Kenso, the Chip Zato player, not to be confused with Kindevu, the other Zato player. I know his name's Eddie, shut up. Okay, I respect him, okay? I'm not along with the lore that he gets his body taken over. I respect Zato, the original assassin who was a total sociopath. Oh, counter hit? I love how many of these interactions are single hit into like special cancel. Oh, that's gonna hurt, right? Went for the close sash link. Throw punish. I'm kind of surprised to see 2K5H being used as a Gatling, or being used as a block string. And the jump H at the end of that does so much damage compared to the rest of the combo. You know, that's something that I find... Yeah, you have to cut the combo short because of the bomb. That's something that I find really distinguishes Guilty Gear from other anime games, and something that I find people misinterpret about why I like anime games and air dashers. And it's a very silly thing, which is that the hits, like the combos in this game are really short and really punchy. And when you hit a big move, it does like a big block of damage. Whereas if you compare, like, Blaze Blue is like the worst for this, but Under Night's pretty bad too. At least the version of Under Night that I played. The combos just last fucking forever, and each hit is very weak, so it makes the combos feel really unsatisfying even though they take up a really long time. And Guilty Gear generally doesn't have that. It's something that's kind of different from a lot of other anime games. It feels more like Street Fighter in terms of the way the combos like have a tempo and feel to them. Oh my, that's so loud. I'm so sorry. Watching this makes me wish Reload had a modern port with rollback. I believe it does. I mean, it's on Flycast, right? And I believe every fighting game that's on the Flycast emulator has rollback via Flycast. But okay, you chipped him to death full screen, and you're IK activating. Sure. I also wish the old games had had ports, because it'd be so cool to go back and experience like the different versions of Guilty Gear. Because like you remember, sorry, minor diatribe, minor tangent. There are a lot of arcade games from the 90s that never got to be properly explored because the games themselves just immediately vanished because they didn't succeed in the arcade environment, or because they were never properly documented because information didn't travel very quickly. And stuff like the Capcom fighting collections have proven that there is some kind of audience for these newer games, and that there is a market for people who are willing to pay, for a proper modern port with modern usability and modern netcode and like ease of use, compared to booting a bunch of ROMs in like MAME or Fightcade or whatever, or Flycast as it may be. And I think if Arc System Works was willing to go back and just have somebody figure out the rollback for what was it? I guess it'd be like the original Guilty Gear Missing Link, Guilty Gear X, Guilty Gear XX, Midnight Carnival, Reload Slash. I think those are the 5 major versions. Because Accent Core Vanilla is technically in the rollback port of Plus R, but it's like nobody fucking plays it because the game sucks. Like the version of the game is garbage. Like those 5 games would be a sweet Guilty Gear Legacy collection. But they already put out the Guilty Gear Legacy collection, which was or was that the Guilty Gear 20th anniversary collection? I think it was the port of Plus R on Switch that didn't have fucking. It was a port of the game without rollback for a console that didn't have an Ethernet adapter. It's a shame that the fighting game developers just don't care about their fucking history, man. Like the Japanese corporate culture for this stuff is so fucking stupid. Because you could put those games in an emulator, bundle it for $30, put in a bunch of concept art and like a basic training mode, and people would fucking play it. And it wouldn't make you gangbusters money, but it would be fucking relevant, dude. Fucking maybe not like the Marvel versus the Capcom Fighting Collection, but more like a Third Strike Online edition, something like that. There's a market. Like Third Strike Online edition was a great fucking game when it came out. Whatever, I'm on a ramble. The Faust player changed to Axel here. I can understand doing that. Yeah, there you go. Don't you jump at me. Like an Axel 5P. Control that fucking airspace. He's shown 2 counters already when Zato's moving in. Sorry, Eddie's moving in. Yeah, Axel does not have a real DP in this game. That's something exclusive to Exert. In the old game, he has this weird, like, guard point move. Mortal Kombat didn't have modern ports until recently either, so it's not just a Japanese thing. That is true. This is one thing where, this is one point where Killer Instinct has a huge advantage over every other fighting game port, because they have like a version select and everything. Sorry, I want to look at this combo. This combo is sick. Axel Bomber links into 5P. Are you nuts? Didn't KI also recently get a port? A patch, you mean? It got ported onto Steam in like I want to say like 2017? It was quite a while ago. That was 2018 or 19, I think. And and then like a few years after that, it got like a final patch. The giant, the giant sphere covering up the life bar in the burst cage is really funny. I'm not sure that the Axel is necessarily going to be a better pick against Zato, though. Because Zato and the Shadow, sorry, Eddie and the Shadow together are... I don't know, I just feel like Faust polluting the screen with items is better. And he's, oh my god, he's avoiding 5P. He's figured out the matchup. Yeah, that move is not a DP, I think. Yeah. Oh, sorry, the original KI, yes. That's a good point. I think it may have recently gotten a port. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, I forgot that there were KI games before KI 2013. Because who the fuck would play them? Also, they kind of suck, and I do say that from experience, because I've watched videos explaining those games' mechanics, and I think they just suck. But they are an important part of history, so I shouldn't be too mean. Next is Losers Quarterfinals, Mew versus Safe. It's going to be a Soul Mirror. Oh boy. Thank God they're playing on the light hell stage. There we go, counter hit, no combo. Because Fafnir is not amazing in this version of the game. Yeah, like Fafnir being a godlike move is like an Exert thing. I don't think he had to hold that knockdown, because the DP follow-up whiffed. The only FRC I've seen from Soul players so far has been Gunflame FRC. That's the second time. Okay, okay, Mew, calm the fuck down. TKDP to beat the throw mash. To beat the throw mash. It worked. It worked. He did it again, and this time the other guy was DPing too. I love Soul players. I mean, I don't, but I love watching Soul players do this shit to each other. I actually liked the KI remake until they changed the combo system. See, I'm just not a huge fan of the KI combo system in general, so... Regardless of whether it's more faithful to the original or more of its own thing, I don't know that I really have an opinion on it. Stardust? Not quite. It really, like, this really does put out to the point that, like, this really does further emphasize the point that whiff punishing stuff in this version of the game is like, or whiff punishing stuff in Guilty Gear in general is like a pipe dream at best, and you kind of just got to cut through all of it, which is a dynamic that I like, because it seems like more fighting games have been moving towards like the slower, more committal, grounded ideas of like whiff punishing and block punishing and frame data. Also, the Roman cancels are so bright here. They're nowhere near this bright in Accent Core. I think I noticed that, yeah. Although the FRCs are different. They're a much darker blue than the bright blue they are in Plus R and Accent Core. I love how much of the Oki is just like mind games. It's like, I don't think you're going to do this. I don't think you're going to DP. DPFRC, kill you. It is crazy just how fast the game seems because of how much the screen moves around and how much the characters change size on the screen. Oh, rising jump, the counter hit, wall bounce. Yeah, you had the burst that. Oh, never mind. 2 dust loops? 2. Oh, that's sick. Oh boy. Oh no. Does this kill? No, no, you're blocking a little bit, but the risk wasn't that high. God, these last hit scramble situations are so dangerous. Hey, look at this. Was this... This is weird. I guess he was in like the recovery frames of Far Slash, so he didn't get counter hit. That's really strange. Yeah. Air launcher, that is a Guilty Gear classic. No, he dropped it. Yeah, you don't quite get a combo because of the trade there. It is so scrambly and so messy. But it's so fast. I like it so much. Oh fuck, that was actually that was a rare instance of somebody spending meter on a normal move Roman cancel. And that was just a regular RC, right? It took 50? Yeah, that's a red. Yeah, that's red. It does air dash here. Wow. Oh, that was sick. I think if he had done DP, it would have connected there, but jump K makes a lot of sense. Crazy seeing this many counter jump these two. That never happens in Exerd. Yeah, I think it's because people are just used to fishing with like jump P. But when you have a big move like jump D, it's really fun. It's really tempting to fish for counter hits. Also, it's generally like a little easier to convert off of stuff in Exerd just because the screen is a bit more stable. But these guys... the Exerd stage, the Revelator version of Japan has this problem where, like, when characters jump, you lose very disorder. A weird piece of trivia about Faust Poison, and this is relevant because in the XX games, Faust Poison is affected by guts, like the actual tick down damage over time effect of the... If you look at each individual pixel that it does to chip life bar here, it does count down less damage the lower chip has guts. Whereas in Exerd, for whatever reason, the poison is coded differently, so it ignores guts. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I'm really sorry for you guys having to watch Black Fout. At least Chip is bright orange. Or yellow, even. I've gotten hit by that frame trap of Chip doing Rekka 1 and Rekka 2. Glad to see I'm not the only one getting hit by it. Also, my cat has decided to likes Exerd too. Or he likes Guilty Gear. Fucking, yeah. This is why I think this version is Slash, because if you look at it, fucking... Pogo FRC. Like, what kind of fucking lunatic? Oh, FR. That's gotta be a patented Slash thing. Accent. I'm positive that's... The Pogo wall bounce is also a Slash thing. Reload and accent core, it just inflicts the sliding knock. Although it's weird because this is Evo. Evo is an American term. So presumably they would have been playing on. Oh, my voice is dropping a lot? Pardon me. That must be just because I'm talking a little bit too quietly and I'm not talking. Oh? Oh, hang on. Let's do a little test of the mic. Ah, yeah, okay. All right, we'll see if that improved anything. I may just need to talk much closer to the microphone to ensure there's a steady volume coming through it. Yeah, see? 5k wall bounce. I did not have a ton to say about that matchup anyway. Hello, Gaster. We are watching old Guilty Gear today. This is RF versus Miyu. Losers semis still. I'm trying to talk a little bit less so that what I say actually comes through. RF mashing throw. Sick ass dust loop. The dive kick going over the 2D is classic Guilty Gear interactions. This is also what I was talking about earlier. RF just doing meaty bomb bag, and then the other guy just spending meter on a dead angle. RF is happy to win those interactions. Happy to win those interactions consistently. And you can see why he's choosing to be so stable. Is this reload or slash? I think this is slash. You can see Faust has the Far S 2D Gatling, which he definitely does not have in reload. Miyu kind of throwing himself onto the sword here. Yeah, really commanding presence from RF here. Those were two very fast games. Reload has blue burst bars. Good point. So this is losers finals, RF versus Kindevu. I love, one of my favorite things about playing Faust is throwing meteors, having people swing into meteors, and then collecting a 30 or 40% combo totally for free. Does Soul have FRC for DP in Slash? I don't think he has DP, no he doesn't. I don't think he has a DP FRC in any version of the game. DP FRC would be so fucked up. Hey, Kai in Plus R has DP FRCs. He's got a DP and he's got Lightning Javelin. He has Lightning Javelin FRC. Yeah, Kindevu switching back to Eddie. It's a bad matchup historically. I don't think his soul is good enough to fight RF. I'm sorry that you have to watch two black characters on this deep blue stage, but that's what it is. Meteors incoming. Okay. RF alive on a pixel. R slash whiffing over crouching characters. Zato being pure black with no outline is so cursed. That was a change they made in, I think, Rev 2. Or maybe Revelator. Because in Sign he didn't have an outline either. Yeah, see, and that's why RF was doing far slash. He's plus here. And then this hits him trying to jump out. And of course, far slash combos into sweep for some stupid reason. It should not do that. It is funny to see RF flowchart into the exact same things that I do. Because he's so much better than I am. Look at this. So it's dive kick with 5p, panic far S, hopeful frame trap again, dismount, backdash out of... Backdash just to be like safe, just for mental purposes, and then item throw. I've done that a million times. Does anybody have the set of Hase versus Isamu first to 10? I don't, but I can look for it later. The aha sound effect from Faust has to be the greatest sound effect, I swear. I agree. Although I kind of like the doing sound effect from Pogo. Okay, Kindevu has the chance to set play to death here. Block on the dust. Oh. Hang on. I need to see that. Wait, sorry, hang on. Did I psyop myself? Oh yeah, sorry, I ended the clip early, pardon me. Yeah, so somehow RF, because he's just that good, sees black Zato on a dark blue background, black Eddie, blue graphic of blocking, and he understands that this is a dust. Either he's got a great fuzzy defense, or he's just cracked at reacting. Anyway, we're still playing after this. I thought it was the end. Risk bar cranked. Devu might die. This is going to do a lot of damage. Look at that. 5k jump KSH does almost 50%. Hammer jump H does another like 20%. Somehow that whiffed. Wake up close slash, sure. The fucked up thing is both these characters can summon pitch black projectiles. There's a mini Faust on the screen still. It traded with Eddie, I think? I don't know. Rare footage of Amorphous actually being useful. As an anti-air, no less. That was a lot of damage. Oh, sorry, I had the file set to loop. Yeah. Kindevu wins that over. Now we're going into grand finals, which is going to be Daigo in winner's side versus Kindevu in losers. This one's going to be a bit longer, and this will be the last match I watched today. So buckle in, or yeah, strap yourselves in, buckle up, and remember to like and comment and all. Like and comment and all that. Don't you cut out microphone. I'm shilling myself. Don't you cut out. Another pitch black stage, favoring Eddie. So given that this is Daigo, I think we're going to see a more nuanced approach to the neutral and the matchup. Damn, nice. Yeah, you have every right to IK there. The air throw was such a nice coverage. DP again. Oh, dust? Throw. DP again. 6P. Okay. Kindevu's anti-airs have been very good. And we get to see the full character select screen. That's unusual. But I love the style of it. You can see where BlazBlue got the inspiration from, right? You can absolutely see just how much personality this game had. 1-0 for Daigo. He got crossed up. No, he got crossed up. DP again. And this is the matchup. Soul gets to swing with a lot of crazy options like DP and 2D. I love how he just chases down Rake a lot. Yeah, so I think the most meaningful FRC from Eddie's side is going to be Drill FRC. Because it remains a low. He gets to act really fast. I like how he used the big drill there just to establish some space in the corner. It doesn't have ABBA, so it can't be slashed. That's a good point. I guess it would be a version of XX, or a version of Midnight Carnival that's not XX. Can you see Zato being comboed on this stage? I cannot follow the combo. I have no idea how Daigo is doing. Like, the dude is just invisible. Like, look at that shit. He's invisible. Oh, it's so loud. Yeah, DP in that block string. That was a surprisingly tricky DP to punish. Again, I'm really sorry about the microphone cutting out thing. I don't know what's going on with that. Good mash. You can see him in front of the UI, it's fine. Damn, you're right. You're so right. Except for when he breaks the law, he disappears from the stage there too. Look at that Roman cancel. Yeah. That was a red Roman cancel. That cost 50, but that really did not look like it. I'm not surprised that Kindevu got clipped by this. Excuse me? What's that combo? I need to see that whole thing. Oh, hang on. Hang the hell on. Starts off with a jump SH. 6P FRC, Gunflame FRC into Bandit Bringer. Damn, that's sick. That is so sick. That's... As much as I love Exerd, I do enjoy it when the combos are fast. Really good space control from Daigo there. I guess... Is this the first documented instance of an Ume Shoryu? I don't think we've seen Daigo do this kind of Shoryu on other people's wake up before. God, there's so many DPs. Okay, yeah, get your ass punished. So that looks scrubby. That looks really stupid and really scrubby, doing the DP and then getting punished and then doing DP on wake up again. But it's not scrubby. Because if you look at the situation, he does DP, he gets punished. The punish is really small. It's 3 hits, knockdown, deal with set play. The DP also beats the set play. And it's 3 hits, knockdown, no set play. If you could trade 40% of your 90% life lead to disable your opponent's resource and get out of the corner, you would. The instant air dash combos are so nice and so... Daigo stacks up mental damage with all these DPs. It's true. He absolutely does. was a sick-ass anti-air combo. If I can't fucking see it, but I believe he did 2H. 2H Nubiru, air sequence, another Nubiru. Yeah. That's a classic Zato anti-air combo. Hard to blockable versus DP, sort of a mess. God, there's so many fucking DPs. I've forgotten how often he did it. Bit of a panic burst from Daigo there. No burst at all going into this round. No burst at all going into this. Going into this round, he has no burst at all. God, I'm really sorry. Something that surprises me about watching this is how often the annoying situation of one character being above the other's head comes up as a like an anti-air situation. God, it's so loud. I'm kind of surprised Daigo is not doing Riot Stomp more, but I guess Drill makes it different. I also love how like Kindevu was just doing break the law, like, hey, what are you gonna do to cover it? And Daigo just keeps chasing it down with mash 2p, or in this case, gunflame spam. And it costs him a burst. Kindevu has to burst in order to avoid dying to chip there. It's probably because everyone is playing Soul, but I'm surprised we've only seen like 2 rounds of someone getting okie-doked to death. Like set played to death. Yeah. I think it's because there's just a lot of Soul, and the Soul players are all really wild about letting DP and other things rock. Nice break the law. Was that the whole thing? I didn't feel like the whole thing. Okay, yeah, I guess I lost track of it. Instant replay here going on. And so the set ends not with a bang, but with Soul Jump H. Well, yeah, so Daigo won that Evo. And he was playing Soul in I'm gonna say this is probably Guilty Gear XX. Some version of Midnight Carnival that's not Reload. It's strange. I wish I could put my finger on it. If anybody happens to recognize the HUD or has looked it up, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments. I think Volcanic Viper is an obnoxious move, but I also think it's okay as long as only Soul gets it. It's sort of a product of its environment. Like Volcanic Viper, like the H version is fine, I think. It is just kind of funny how if you have running momentum with whiffing it is like almost always safe because the other guy can't catch up with you. It's a very different philosophy of how moves should work. In modern games, everything has a purpose, and if something is unsafe, it's just meant to be unsafe, and it's never going to be safe. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Remember to comment, subscribe, like, all that stuff. I don't have anything else to do today, or to say today, because I've been doing this for nearly 2 hours now. Been live for nearly 2 hours. So I will just say you should all check out Frosty Faustings. There's going to be some good excerpt there. I'll probably cover it next week. And yeah, so I'm currently working on a small video as well as the Raven survival guide video, and hopefully those will be done the small video should be done. The Raven survival guide will hopefully be done next month. Will hopefully be done next month. God, I hate OBS. I hate this microphone. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.